never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes.
Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is What If Deku was a shadow dragon. Let me fix a couple things before we will. I'm back, and this is part 4 of What If Zuku, What If Deku was a shadow dragon. Now, I'm gonna change a couple things that, sorry, that I totally forgot to add into the story. So, I go say that word again. I say it quite a lot for some reason, but old habit to break. But let's continue on. Now Luna Rosefield, she's let me get the photo gallery, because one of you asked who what she looked like. So let's gotta make sure let me pause this and now. Okay, I'm back, you guys. All right, this is Luna Rosefield, just to make sure you know who's who. And this is Inko Midoriya. She looks a little bit crazy, but yeah, she's how I have her personality set. It matches her pictures a little bit. Her picture. And this is what Izuku looks like. Okay. Now, Luna Rosefield is about a year older than Izuku, so she's in high school first year. So she's here to scope up the competition at the regionals at the quirk blast tournament regionals for scouting out different people, students from different schools. So that's how that's going to go for her school. So she'll pull some strings if she finds someone talented enough to to defeat the national champion. So we'll continue. As after she got a phone call from her mother, after we'll cut to their conversation. And she's like, "Yeah, what did you get, mother? Keep an eye on him." And I have let's just to keep an eye on him for now. She's like, "Yeah, mother." And from what their matches with him and his team, they seem to they have a good chance of winning this year. But they still have to fight. They might have a little bit of trouble with Momo Yaozu and Shoto Todoroki, the power couple. As her mother laughs like, "Don't worry about them. Just keep an eye on that one." As she hangs up. As she's like, "Guess I'm going to do what I originally was going to do. So it doesn't bug me." As that's what she's thinking in her head. As one of her, one of her friends, let's just say one of her associates, walks up and has papers and stuff like that. So, have you found any candidates? Not candidate. I'm sorry, Luna. And she's like, found a couple, but I'm more interested in that one over there. As they see, a boy, a black haired boy with, Bakugo. It's, Izuku and, Katsuki. And she's like, "What, you mean the explosion girl? She seems unstable." "No, I'm talking about him." As she points to, Izuku. "Oh, the fire, the dragon quirk, user." She's she's like Dragon Quirk, so that's what his quirk is. And she asks typical question. Yeah, apparently he has some sort of fire manipulation and some other things that's not listed that I couldn't find. She had her little friends, her little minions, or I like to call it, get some information, hack into the hospital to get Izuku records. So but his transformation part of the quirk wasn't registered, so there's that. So we'll continue forward as we get to it's Momo Yadarozu and you know and Katsuki and Izuku. As Bakugo's already out there stretching. Not Bakugo, but sorry. Katsuki is already out there stretching. As she's Momo's talking to her, trying to talk to her. And she's like, I don't know why you're trying to act friendly, girl. A rich girl. That won't change the fact that I'm gonna stomp you in the ground. As Katsuki, sorry. Kazuki, walks away as Midoriya, laid back as he's like, yeah, sorry about her. She's not the friendliest people. And what my friends was totally meant, what she really meant was, we look forward to our fight. Good luck, and that's that. As like catch you on the field as he waves, as Shoto, walks over. As like, so, is that our opponents? Yeah, the blonde girl kind of seems, little out, she seems a little too angry. And, and her teammate, I think they called him Izuku? Wait, what's his last name? Um, Midoriya, as he's like, as Shoto is thinking, as he's like, oh, as he remembers his dad talking about the number 30 hero before, as he's like, huh, I see. So I guess I'm not the only hero kid around here. As Mom was like, what do you mean? Number 30 hero. As she clicks it. You're telling me that yeah, apparently I heard she had a son. That I forget what the what her hero name should be, but it's not that important. But as she's kept his identity secret for some odd reason. Most likely to put one after try to sneak one up on my father. It's quite hilarious, but whatever. It's a shame, it would kind of pee my father off if I accidentally lost. As Mom was like, you better not. As Shoto's like, no, I'm not going to Momo. Even though it would, irritate my dad, but you really want to, win this, so, let's just get this done. Now, this Shoto, um, he doesn't, he's the same. He like, refuses to use his fire. So, there's that. I'm gonna have, yeah, let's continue. I don't know if I'm gonna wait until the sports festival for him to fully, I might do it early on. Maybe in like Hero vs. the Villain test. Maybe I'll have him start using his fire there from now on. But that's for the future. As we continue our story. As the announcements get ready, as you have an Endeavor in the stands with his wife. As you have, Inko in her hero gear. Let's just, yeah, well, whatever, let's just call her like, I don't know what to call her. No, because the fire hero would be like really bland. Um, I could always call her Inferno. Yeah, let's just go with that. The hero Inferno, as Mrs. Inferno, hero Inferno, as Deborah Hall. Look, it's number third hero. My second and everything, as as Inko. I might change the hero name. I don't know, but as Inko, I'll just say Inko from now on because it's easier that way. As Miss Midoriya walks over and is like, huh, well, as she smiles and it's like, oh, hello, Ray. It's been a while. How you been? And she's like, I'm fine. Now this Shoto, has a scar, but not from his mother. It was an accident from one of the Devers, rough training sessions, and he kind of lost his temper, and then Ray blasted him with ice as he goes flying into the wall. He blasted Dever away from Shoto, so she took care of him, and they had some issues, but eventually it cooled down, so he's still a endeavor, but he's maybe a bit toned down a little bit, but he's still going to use Shoto for his class to try to defeat either All Might. Yeah, to still defeat All Might. That's what he's still thinking, but he's not like hardcore into it anymore. So as we as we cut back to what we're Wild saying currently, and she's like, you might be in second now, but that's not gonna last forever. It'll be a shame if my dearly son destroys your child. She's also just bragging, and she's your son. He's like, oh, I believe I'm. Yeah, I do believe you have a son, as Endeavor butted in. Well, Endeavor says, as he's like, oh yeah, he's finding your son now. As he's like, what? As he looks over, as he sees the kid with the fire quirk. And Inko, says, I'm surprised those two team up because we have Miss Katsuki over there. She have an explosive temperament a bit, and you have my son, too laid back for my taste, but whatever. This seems like they make a good team, and I don't see your team winning. I really don't, Endeavor. As she walked off to get a better seat. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna get a better view. As she goes off. As we cut to the Todoroki fight, and Katsuki and Izuku are talking before the match. It's about to start. They're at the ring. So, Katsuki, what do you want to, how do you want to play this? I get, play like we normally do. You go off, off their ends, and, I just take pot shots when I can. And she's like, you make me sound like I'm a barbarian. I have brains, Well, what about we use, let's see how well our teamwork are. As, they agree to, combination attacks. So as we do that. As the match starts, as Shoto throws ice. As Izuku uses his purple fire, as he burns the ice instantly. As Shoto flashed a front of him as Momo is rushing over there. As she does a huge explosion, as they, Momo gets thrown back as Shoto catches her with his ice. As she's like, you need to be careful, Momo. These ones are different. I catch one of their matches. They have a pretty good solid teamwork when they want to. We need to separate those two, as you know. They begin their, as Shoto, you know, a wall of ice between Momo and Kazuki. As Kazuki's, you know, cracking her fist, and she's like, you know, I'm not gonna take it easy on you, rich girl. Yeah, as you know, Momo has a staff out, as you know, she's getting a stance, as she's like, whatever. As she gestures to come, as you know, they begin fighting as we get to, you know, Shoto and Izuku's fight. As Izuku's just tapping on the glass, on the ice, what's on his right side. As he's like, huh, pretty solid. Nice little ice quirk you got there. But I sense you have more. As Izuku rushes, disappearing, and kicks Shoto right inside the ribs as he goes flying. As Izuku grabs him and throws him into the ice. As he's like, huh. I wonder what it is. As he starts throwing fire at him. As, you know, he's blocking it. He's not... Izuku's fire he's throwing is very minor. It's not that, you know, it's not that powerful. He's just trying to get something out of him. As he's like, if I remember right, you're Endeavor's kid. As you know, Ray's looking, you know, concerned, and Endeavor's smiling because he knows what that boy's going to do. As you know, Ray pinches him, and she's like, no. As you know, she's going to stop that. She's like, fine. As you know, she's the most, you know, ground level parent in that, you know, family. So, enough about that. As Shoto gets up, as he's like, I'm never using, you know, that side of my quirk. Ah, so you do have something else. Interesting. As he starts throwing fire, as you know, Luna's paying attention to this. As he's like, I refuse to use this quirk. I refuse to, you know, he goes off, you know, refusing to use the fire. As he's like, oh, disappointing, but okay. It's time for me to kick this up a notch. As he, you know, he freaking double transforms into the half and half state. As he's like, Todoroki have seen this. As he's like, so I've been waiting for this. As you know, he throws a big ice, you know, trying to involve him in ice. As he's in, you know, what he did succeeded to a certain point. As you know, Shoto's like, yeah, this is over. He's thinking this one. As you know, the ice pillar or whatever, the iceberg thing, shatters as it goes everywhere. As he's like, Izuku, you know, still in his dragon half form, his half human, half dragon form. As he cracks his neck, he's like, interesting. Is that all you got? Here, let me show you. You call that ice? You need a lot more training. As this is when Izuku start using ice magic. As you know, he's throwing. As Shoto's dodging these ice picks. As he's, you know, throwing them at him. As one of them pierces his skin. As you know. As you hear one of the his mother yell, no lethal attacks. As she yells that. As Izuku's like, fine, as he changed the ice picks into, smaller pillars. So he starts throwing those. Let's just say, he dull the ends of it, so, yeah, so, it's not, going to impel him or anything. But several of them hit him all over the place. As he kicks him into the wall, breaking it, as he goes flying in, hits Momo, as, they barely caught themselves, as they're like, so how's your end on this, Kazuki? As, she's like, it's going well. It's about time we end this. I'm getting bored. And she's like, agreed, Kazuki. I'm kind of hungry myself, so I guess you're right. As Izuku's like, they're standing still. They're like trying to get up still. As Izuku has his hand out. As he's like, sorry, let me pause this for a second. I lost something. Okay, I'm back. So as they're about to get up, as Izuku, shoots a beam at Todoroki. A compressed fire shot. As, Todoroki didn't even see it coming, nor did Momo. As, Mother saw it coming, and she's smiling. As, he shoots the beam. As it hits Todoroki, as he goes flying into a wall outside the stadium. As suddenly you see that as, Katsuki does a very huge explosion as it, tosses Momo out of the ring. As, they call the match as, Izuku and Katsuki is the winner. As, all Inko has is a smirk on her face. As she's like, thought your son was more powerful than that. Couldn't even give my boy a proper challenge. Disappointing, really. Coming from, your bloodline, like your training endeavor. Maybe if you ask nicely, I'll train your boy for you. Maybe he'll actually get stronger. As she's walking away, as, Endeavor's pissed. As, he looks over to his wife as she holding a shard of ice. As she's like, that look, like crazy look, like, do you try anything? And you, his wife's gonna put him down. So, he gulps as, he doesn't want to, cross that bridge. So, that's a very cold bridge, so. Yeah, Ray has more control over the marriage than in canon, so, there's that. As Kazuki, as they're about to walk off the ring, as, we cut to, Luna. She's talking to the head of the tournament. And she's like, are you sure, Rosefield? Yes, do it. Do it, please. I would like to test him out for myself. As, alright. Hold up, folks. We have a last minute special tournament, special one-on-one fight. Well, please, I hope you know what you're doing, kid. Luna, Rosefield to the arena, and Izuku Midoriya. As, they get out there as he sees, the blonde girl. As the, one of the observers, one of the doctors, come over there and ask, like, are you able to, to continue after you just got done, battling? As he's like, he's totally fine. He's like, yeah, I'm still fresh, and doc. No need to worry. As, this is where the bicker, like, the conversation starts happening between them. She's like, you're pretty laid back for someone about to get their ass kicked. She's like, if it happens, it happens, but I haven't met anyone that can, beat me yet. And she's like, well, this is going to be fun. This is actually going to be more funner than now to knock you down a peg or two. As they begin to fight, immediately she starts using magic. Make it, her family say they have all similar quirks that, magic, so, they able to, doesn't cause too many questions. And this catches Izuku by surprise. Sorry. As he gets hit a couple times. As, he's getting dismantled. Because he's not, taking this seriously. Because he doesn't care right now. So, there's nothing in it for him. That's what he sees as he's like, as Inko is like yelling at him, stop, stop being lazy and take this seriously. As, Inko yells. As Luna kicks Izuku out of the way. As, he falls on his feet. As like he's caught himself standing up. Recover himself. As, he wipes a little blood off. As he's like, sorry. He's like, fine, mother. As he grabs his neck. As he's like, this is such a pain. As she's like, excuse me? You find this, as she's looking irritated. It's not, I don't see the point in this. It's not like I get anything out of it. She's getting a little fed up with that. And she goes in, starts blasting, magic at him. As he straight up blasts her away with some lightning. As, she's shocked. As she's like, what the hell? She knows that's magic. She knows he... So she smiles and she's like, huh. So that was magic, aura I was feeling from you. As Izuku's like, huh. Magic. Yeah. As he's like, yeah, we'll talk, that's another conversation, but you're gonna lose. As Izuku gets serious. As he gets even faster, as, he's this, they're fighting equally. She's keeping up with him, and because she's using, enchantments and magic and all that, so, she can keep up with the dragon. And, Rosefields are known to take down dragons, so, they specialize in that when a dragon goes out of control, so they know how to take out a dragon regardless how powerful you are. Dragons are too prideful, so they do tend to make mistakes, overlook things. This will come in, perceptive when he, Oh, let's continue. As suddenly, she gets faster as she starts blasting, beams at him as, Izuku covers himself with his wings because he's still in his half and half state. As he's like, as Izuku, starts laughing a little bit as he's like, I'm actually having fun. As, Kasuki, gulps a little bit because, she knows what this means. And she's like, crap. As she's telling some of the referees to get back. And like, you might want to get back. As Izuku, transform into his dragon state. As they begin, she's a bit surprised about that. And she's like, no way. As, she smiles. and she goes into, attack. She secondly knows what she is. She knows who he, like, what he is now after that little, transformation. She was connecting the dots. She knows of dragons. They're still around. They're just, they don't really interfere in humanity anymore. But I'm thinking having a few of them appear now and then. So you'll see them. And the Dragon Rider, so that will be still a thing, because that's going to be necessary for some parts of the story. But let's continue. As Izuku goes for a chomp, as she jumps and throws magic on the back of his head, as Izuku lifts up his head, breathes fire. He's in his full dragon form, by the way. So as she dodges it, as she goes in for another attack, as Izuku whapped one of his wings, as she goes flying, as she catches herself with some sort of constructed magical weapon out of pure energy. It's a couple of knives not a couple knives. It's a sword with pure energy. It's basically sorry. It's basically using magical energy and morphing it in it, like, making it look like a sword, but it's just, energy. What all it is. So, it's a magical construct of a weapon, basically, what I'm trying to say. As she has one summoned, as she drags against the ground, stopping herself. As Izuku's like, huh. This is going to be, as Izuku, thinking, huh, try this on for size. As, he's breathing heavy as, Inko, stops it right there. As, Inko stops it as, she's in the front of the ring, in the middle between them. It's like, all right, young man, that's quite enough. We don't want you, destroying the city and the stadium, would we? It would look bad. And unfortunately, I would have to, what will happen. As, the whole thing, they're going to be poor, stuff like that, just to give him, guilt trip. As he's very well, mother. As, he deforms. As, Luna gets up. She's not knocked out. She was just breathing heavy. As she's like, so you two are related. As she's like, yeah. As, she has her, rough way in Izuku's head. You're like, yeah, that's my little bastard child. As, basically what he is. And she's like, yeah, that's my little pain in my butt, son. And she's like, interesting. Well, Izuku, I'll be seeing you. As she, walks off. I say, what does... Izuku's confused. He's like, what the hell does that mean? As she walks away. As, he's a good candidate. He's on the approval list. As, she goes off or does her other things. As we got to, Izuku and Kazuki. And she's like, Jesus. I don't know what you were going to do, man. Izuku Dragon Boy, but that looked kind of dangerous. And Izuku's like, yeah, sorry about that. I kind of got carried away, and I tend to forget how powerful my quirk is, as he says it lyingly. But, as we're going to probably stop it there. Yeah, we're going to stop it here, because, for some reason, if I, a 40-minute video is, freaking use so much memory, it's ridiculous, but whatever. So, I'll try to upload another one of this when I get off work. So, hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zone. So, alright, bye.